Welcome back to my channel, guys, for my first ever 1/10 scale statue unboxing and review. On today's video, guys, we're going to be doing my second ever Darkseid. This is a 1/10 scale statue from Iron Studios from the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. Again, I say my second Darkseid because obviously for those of you guys who have been following my channel, I posted the 1/6 scale figure from 108 Toys a couple of weeks ago. Today we're going to be reviewing this 1/10 scale statue from Iron Studios, so very excited to get started on that. Before I do get started on the video itself, as usual, guys, want to thank y'all for supporting the channel. For those of you guys who have been subscribing, liking, and viewing my videos, it truly means a lot, the continued support that I am receiving from you guys. If this is the first time that you ever watch me, feel free to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so that way you can stay updated with my upcoming videos. So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so as usual, we start with the design of the box. So as you guys can see, it's a pretty basic design. We first have the logo of Iron Studios at the bottom left, along with the hashtag Iron Studios at the bottom right. We do have the whole figure on its own, all over the cover, along with a darkish background. So again, it's pretty basic, but it's not bad at all. It looks pretty good for a box design. And then on the sides, again, same thing. So we have a Worlds to Collect logo at the very bottom, along with the DC logo in the middle. And then of course we have the Iron Studios logo once again at the top of the side. On the other side of the cover, which again I really can't tell which one's the cover, so we have Darkseid, now the top half of him, all over the main cover. Along with the orange circle behind them, we have the Zack Snyder Justice League logo at the top left, along with the DC logo and the 1/10 scale art scale logo on the top right. Again, the Iron Studios at the bottom right, and the name of the figure Darkseid on the bottom left. So again, pretty basic, but it looks good for a box in my personal opinion. Once again, on the other side, we have Iron Studios now on its full written on the bottom left, along with once again the DC logo and Darkseid there in the middle. So again, off to a good start with the design. Looks pretty good on the box. It is a huge box, so as usual, guys, if you guys don't mind, I won't go through the process of opening the box. What I'll go ahead and do is just pretty much simply do this. And now we have just the foam cover. So Iron Studios pretty much does the same thing with every single one of their statues. They have a foam cover, which I actually really appreciate, because to me, I feel like it protects the figure better from possibly breaking once it gets delivered to you guys. So that feels great. As you guys can see, it has a lot of wrapping paper on it, and of course I opened it backwards, so apologies about that. But looking at this guy, first impressions, honestly, guys, it feels really good. This figure looks amazing. Again, this is a statue, so obviously we can't move it, right? But the material on this thing, which we'll go a little bit later on in more in detail, feels great. The skin feels rough, and the armor is dark blue, as it should be. So off to a good start in that. So obviously, since this statue doesn't have any type of accessories, we won't go through that. What we'll do is we'll actually start with reviewing Darkseid more in detail. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, guys, so as mentioned before, since Darkseid doesn't have any accessories, we'll start now reviewing the figure in detail. So as you guys can see with the face, I love the eyes. As you guys can tell, he has a reddish color and kind of like a red shade underneath his eyes, which looks fantastic. The skin, guys, feels great. It feels rough, hard, pretty much like rock, and that's how I think he should feel. It looks amazing. As you guys can see, the armor, this is dark blue, not dark gray. And if you guys actually don't believe me, I did post some pictures on my Instagram account that with flash on the camera, so you guys will be able to tell even more that this is a dark blue color on the armor. Also, the armor doesn't move at all, so I love that about the figure. So looks fantastic. The pose on the figure looks great. As you guys can see here on the bottom of the legs, this is the part that will go connected to the base, and we'll go over that a little bit later on in detail. But so far, this figure is amazing. Again, he is pretty heavy, as he should feel. looks fantastic. The texture, the coloring looks good. The skin feels great. He does have the scar on the right side of his armor, although I will give this to 108 Toys. The scar looks better on their end. It looks more real. It has blood. This one just seems to be kind of like a part that they cut from the suit. On the back side, again, same thing. Armor looks fantastic. Overall, really impressed with the figure. Have no complaints at the moment. So let me go ahead and get the base out so that we can review that as well. Okay guys, so we start now with the base. So the base, guys, believe it or not, it's actually heavier than the figure. This thing is absolutely massively heavy. As you guys can see here at the bottom, we have pretty much the logos of everything. We have Darkseid, Iron Studios, Zack Snyder's Justice League, DC, Warner Bros. Guys, the base itself, I love it. It looks phenomenal. It's gray. The color looks fantastic. To me, it gives me kind of like a kingdom type of setting for Darkseid, and I'm really in love with that. As you guys can see, we look at Steppenwolf. My complaints about the Steppenwolf face sculpture, it looks exactly like Steppenwolf, but the coloring, I'm not sure why they went with that. They went with a lightish brown color. I thought he looked great to me, especially in the movie. Skin color seemed similar to Darkseid, so I'm not sure why they went with that. And then this part, which is supposed to represent blood, looks pretty much dark brown, and it's supposed to be red, so not sure why they went with that coloring. That's kind of my only complaints that I could have about the base, but other than that, it looks fantastic. Let me go ahead and try to put the figure on it so that way we can see how it looks all together. As you guys can see, there's the hole where the leg is supposed to fit. So let me go ahead and get that thing inserted there. Quick tip, guys, make sure that you guys carry it from the bottom, not from Darkseid, because this thing is a little bit loose, so it will kind of let go if you hold it from the top, and well, you might end up damaging your feet, so be careful on that. But overall, looks fantastic, looks really good. The figure has presence. It looks exactly as the pose that he has in the movie whenever he steps on Steppenwolf's head, so looks amazing. So now that we have the figure, I'm going to make a couple of quick comparisons with other figures so that you guys can kind of just take a look at some of the differences between him and other figures. Okay guys, so my first comparison is going to be with my other Darkseid figure, the 1/6 scale from 108 Toys. So as you guys can see, that's the difference in sizes between the 1/10 scale and the 1/6 scale, although this is actually not fully accurate. And the reason why I say that is because Iron Studios, all of their statues that are 1/10 scale, they're all going to be the same size, no matter who the character is. So I'll go over that a little bit more in detail on my second comparison to show y'all what I mean. But with the 1/6 scale figures, for example, Darkseid is much taller than the other figures as he should be, so that might not be the most accurate comparison. But honestly guys, if you make me pick, I'm going to pick the Darkseid statue from Iron Studios. Again, the armor is dark blue, the skin texture feels better, the eyes with the reddish color is amazing, the pose, everything looks fantastic. The only couple of things that I will give the Darkseid 1/6 scale figure is that the face has a more meaner look, which I really like, and of course the scar that he has on his armor on his right shoulder does look more in detail with blood. But other than that, I do prefer the statue more. Again, it has more presence, the base looks fantastic. I think it's just a little bit better than these 1/6 scale figures. So that is my first comparison. Now let me go ahead and get to my second comparison. My second comparison, guys, will be with my other Clark Kent statue from Iron Studios. For those of you guys who have been following my channel, I did post Clark Kent in a quick short. Kind of regret that now. I wish I would have done an unboxing just so that I could have gone over the details with that figure as well. But well, it is what it is. But as you guys can see, it doesn't matter who the characters are. The statues are going to be the same size. Obviously, we all know that Clark Kent and Darkseid aren't the same height. But again, to me, that's not too much of an issue since these aren't actual figures that move. These are just statues. To me, it really doesn't make much of a difference. Besides, also on my display case, well, Darkseid won't cover that much of space, but what I can tell you is that this Darkseid figure is a lot heavier than the Clark Kent one. But as you guys can see there, we have the difference in statues. The Darkseid statue is a little bit more expensive, I'm assuming because of the material and how realistic it looks. But there we have it, guys. We have those two statues, which I really like. I will be collecting more statues from Iron Studios. I'll keep you guys updated on that that on my other on my upcoming videos. So that's pretty much what we have right now for the comparisons. Okay guys, so now to end the video, again, I'm just going to go ahead and pose them so that you guys can take a look and see how he looks in total. Obviously, I cannot create different poses because he is a statue, but again, overall, I am really in love with this statue. Really glad I picked him up. Looks fantastic. Again, the presence, the texture, the way the skin feels. He looks amazing. Looks exactly as he is in the movie, so that's something that I really like from Iron Studios. Again, if you guys want to purchase this statue, go ahead and go to Sideshow Collectibles. The link is on the description of the video. Again, they have payment plans along with a reward point system where you guys can take advantage every time that you purchase a figure. Also want to thank you guys for tuning in today and for subscribing to my channel. If it is the first time that you're watching me, feel free to subscribe and to hit the notifications bell so that way you guys can stay updated with any upcoming videos. Want to remind you guys again that I am on Instagram and TikTok, where I post kind of similar content along with pictures of my figures. So feel free to check me out, and that way you guys can stay updated with all the content that I post. So for now guys, this is going to be it for this video. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Stay updated for my upcoming videos. I have some really good content coming up. So once again guys, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.